Morning everyone, welcome to today's maths lesson. So the first thing I would like you to do please is write today's date and skill into your book. So the date is Monday the 25th of January 2021 and your skill is explore the inverse relationship between multiplication and division. So pause the video and write that in for me now. Okay, let's recap then. So Lightning McQueen says that you could write 12 divided by 2 equals 6 as 6 divided by 2 equals 12. Do you agree? Explain why. So you can pause the video and have a go at working that one out now. So Lightning McQueen is wrong because when we are dividing, the biggest number always goes at the beginning of our number sentence. So no, 6 divided by 2 equals 12 would not be correct. Well done if you got that. So it should be 12 divided by 2 equals 6 and 12 divided by 6 equals 2. Good job if you spotted that as well. So we know, because we talked about this a lot before Christmas, we know that there is an inverse relationship between addition and subtraction. But today we are going to explore the inverse relationship between multiplication and division, which of course we've been practicing since we came back after Christmas. So I'd like you to pause the video and think about the answers to these 3 questions. So the first one is, what does the inverse mean? So we should all know this because we have done some work on it, but it was a long time ago, so it might have fallen out of your head. How can we use the inverse and why do we use the inverse? So pause the video and have a go at answering those 3 questions. Okay, so the inverse means the opposite, doesn't it? So the inverse of addition is subtraction because they are the opposite. And the inverse of multiplication is division because they are the opposite. So well done if you said that. How can we use the inverse? So when we are using the inverse, we have the same 3 numbers in our number triangle, in our fact family. So in our number sentence, we wouldn't take any other numbers to add them in. We would simply rearrange those 3 numbers to find the inverse number sentence. So if it was 2 plus 6 equals 8, you would then say 8 take away 2 equals 6 would be the inverse. So we've not changed the numbers, we've just rearranged them. And why do we use the inverse? Well, we use them to check our answers, don't we? We use the inverse to make sure that our answer is correct. Well done if you said all of those 3 things. Okay, let's learn. So we know that we can check calculations using the inverse. So we can check our answers to multiplication questions by using division, and we can check our answers to division questions by using multiplication. Let's have a bit more of a look at this because it sounds quite wordy and complicated, doesn't it? But it is not, don't worry. So today we are going to be using multiplication to check division questions. So our division question is 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a little think about the 2 multiplication number sentences that we can write for this. So remember, we're not adding in any different numbers. We're using the same 3 numbers that are in that number sentence at the moment. I want you to have a think about where the biggest number needs to go if you're multiplying, and then see which 2 number sentences you could come up with. So pause the video and have a go at that now. Okay, so hopefully you said 5 times 2 equals 10 and 2 times 5 equals 10. So we've got the same 3 numbers, the same fact family, we're just rearranging it. So where does the biggest number go when we are dividing? Pause the video and have a little think. So the biggest number when we're dividing goes at the beginning of the number sentence, doesn't it? So we've got 10 at the beginning of our number sentence there. But where does the biggest number go when we're multiplying? Hopefully you said it goes at the end of our number sentences. So when we are dividing, the biggest number goes at the beginning, and when we are multiplying, the biggest number goes at the end. So well done if you said that. So why can we swap the 2 numbers over when multiplying and still get the same answer? Can anyone remember what that is called? So because it is commutative, we can swap the 5 and the 2 in these 2 number sentences and still get the same answer. But can we do that if we're dividing? You can pause the video and have a little think. You could even have a go at working it out. So no, we can't do that, can we? If we swapped 5 and 10 in our number sentence here, it would become 5 divided by 10 equals 2. Can we do that? No, that's not right at all, is it? So we cannot do that when we are dividing. Okay, let's have another go then. What would the inverse number sentences be for this division number sentence? Pause the video and have a go at writing it into your book. Okay, hopefully you had the largest, what is the largest number in the number sentence? Well, the largest number in the number sentence is the number 20. Well done. And where does the largest number always need to go when we're multiplying? At the beginning or at the end? Have a little think. So the largest number always goes at the end when we're multiplying. So which two numbers are left out of our fact family then? We've taken 20 away, that we know that's going to go at the end. So which two numbers do we need to put at the beginning of our number sentences? So we need to put 4 and 5 at the beginning, don't we? So we know that multiplication is commutative. So how is that going to help us next? Well, it's going to tell us that we could put 4 times 5 equals 20, or 5 times 4 equals 20. So we've got the inverse number sentences here, and we know because it's commutative, the biggest number needs to go at the end, because multiplication, the biggest number always goes at the end. And then these two numbers we can swap round, so you've got your two number sentences all together. So now we know the division number sentence is correct because we've checked it using the inverse. Okay, so we know that this top number sentence, yep, that's definitely correct. We can give ourselves a big tick because we know that the multiplication number sentences both make sense as well. So it must be correct. Well done if you spotted that. Okay, you have the number sentence 16 divided by 2. So you need to solve this and then use the inverse to check your answer. Remember, you can draw a bar model to help you solve the division number sentence. So we're going to have a go at this one together. If you'd like to have a go first, you can pause the video and then come back. If you'd like to talk through it with me, you can do that instead. Okay, so we've got our bar model here, 16 divided by 2 equals. We remember that the 16 needs to go in the top bar because that's our total number. And then we're going to split our counters into the two groups, the two bars at the bottom, because we're dividing by 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I hope you were counting along with me. So now we need to count one group, don't we? One bar. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. So we know the answer is 8, and we can check that by double checking this group as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's right so far. So now let's have a look at what the multiplication number sentences would be. So the inverse number sentences, now we're swapping it to look at multiplication. So that's our division number sentence, that's our bar model. But using our arrays that we practiced all the way back in week 1, we could look at our multiplication number sentences. So we could have 2 times 8 equals 16, or 8 times 2 equals 16. So again, we've not changed any numbers, we're using the same 3 numbers, we've just changed them slightly, rearranged them slightly, so that they are becoming a multiplication number sentence, and we can represent multiplication using our arrays, just like we did at the beginning of the term. So we can see here how the same total can be divided by 2 to give 8. We also get the same total when multiplying 8 by 2 and 2 by 8. So we've used the inverse to check our answer, so we are correct. Well done. Right, Mater, I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm really sorry. Tried to use the inverse. Do you agree with him? Explain your answer. So we've got 30 divided by 2 equals 15. 30 times 2 equals 15, and 30 times 15 equals 2. So you can pause the video and have a chat or a little think if you're working on your own today. Is this correct? Do you agree with him or not, and why? Pause the video, off you go. Okay, so meta, again, sorry if I said that wrong, is wrong. The largest number should always go at the end of the number sentence when we are multiplying, because the answer is going to be a bigger number than the number that you started with. So he can't possibly be right because he's kept the biggest number at the beginning of his multiplication number sentences, hasn't he? So he's definitely not right. Well done if you spotted that, good job. Right, your guided practice then. I would like you to have a go at completing the inverse number sentences for the following. You can write these into your catch-up book, and remember, if you need to, you can draw your bar model to solve the division number sentences, or you could use your counters or whatever resources you were using before. So pause the video and have a go at finding the inverse for these two number sentences. Off you go. Okay, so hopefully you have 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the inverse is 5 times 2 equals 10, and 2 times 5 equals 10. If you got that right, give yourself a big tick. And then for the second one, 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So you should have had 3 times 5 equals 15, and 5 times 3 equals 15. Again, give yourselves a big tick if you got that one right. Good job. Okay, independent practice then. So your task today is to write and solve the division number sentences into your book. Then underneath you can write the two inverse multiplication number sentences for that one division number sentence, just like we've been doing this morning on this video. So for the cool challenge today, you will use the pictures of the bar models and the arrays to help you find the answer to the division question and complete the inverse multiplication number sentences. So this document will be a PDF under the video on the website, or you can rewind and pause it on that slide if you want to copy it into your book. For your independent practice, if you're doing mild, spicy or hot today, this is a waggle of what it is expected to look like. So you should have your division number sentence and then your two multiplication number sentences. If you need to use the space in your book over here to work out any of the answers for your division number sentences to draw your bar models, you can do that. That's not a problem at all. Okay. So top tip as well, make sure you think carefully about where the largest number, the biggest number goes when we are dividing. When we're dividing, where does it go? At the beginning. And when we are multiplying, it needs to go at the end. Well done if you said that. Okay, so the mild, spicy and hot questions will be on this slide. Again, they are on a PDF on the website if you would rather print them out. If not, you can pause this video now and you can copy the sentences into your book one at a time to do your inverse. And once you've finished, you can come back and do our plenary. Okay, so final thought today then. I would like you to create your own top tip for using the inverse to check your answer to your division number sentences, and share your top tip with someone that you live with. You don't need to write anything in your book. I just want you to think about what's the most important thing that you have found in today's lesson that you need to remember when you're using the inverse for a division number sentence, and you can just tell somebody at home or at school if you're in school about what you think that top tip is. Okay, well done guys. Really good work today. I can't wait to see what you've all been up to. Have a lovely rest of your day or rest of your week, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.